All right. This is going to be the second and final Monster Hunter World tier list. This one being based around aesthetic and flavor and overall feel of the monster, not actually the fight itself. We went over the fight in the last video, which I'll throw in the link in the description below. But yeah, without further ado, let's get started right off the rip here. No particular order, just going how they have it. Acidic Glavenus. This might be controversial, but not really highly... There's not much that strikes me about this monster visually or design-wise. Alatreon. Actually, I think I'm going to go ahead and throw this into the A tier here. I think Alatreon's actual character, like model design, is okay, but I like the flashiness of all the effects. Leshen. D tier because of bias from The Witcher. But that's about the best I can give it. Actually, you know what? C tier. It's actually pretty cool looking. Leshen's actually very cool looking. B tier. It's climbing. Thinking about Leshen as an actual monster and flavor, it's actually a very cool monster. I'm down for a B tier on that. I was actually having too much bias for how bad of a fight it is. Anjanath. Anjanath is C tier for me. Totally reasonable monster. Azure Rathalos. I really like the design of Azure Rathalos. I think I'm going to put that in A tier. Bambaro. Probably just a C tier on that. Not anything too remarkable. I like his boulder like plowing effect and how it throws like trees, trunks and stuff. I think it's kind of cool. So I'll give it about a C for that. Barioth. I love the design of Barioth. Actually, S tier on Barioth. Baroth's design. Probably D tier. Not a lot that excites me about Baroth's design. I do like the whistle sound he makes, but that's about all I can really give him. Basil Juice, absolutely cool monster. Probably A, maybe S tier on that. Behemoth. Behemoth is a pretty cool monster visually, actually. I think I'll give it like a C. It's a reasonably cool monster. And has some pretty cool visual effects. Beototus. Visually and design, it's... The snow swimming mechanic is cool, so I'll give it like a C. Black Diablos. Pretty cool looking monster. Maybe a B on that one. Black Velvet Hazak, I think is very cool looking, actually. It's kind of creepy, too, but I think I'm going to go A tier on that. Brachydios, just a C tier, I think. Brachydios doesn't really excite me that much visually, but the slime is kind of neat looking. Brute Tigrix. Brute Tigrix. I don't really care for the design of Brute Tigrix. Or the sound it makes is too harsh. I mean, it's actually a flavor win. It's supposed to be harsh, but just kind of rough. Coral Puke Puke, I think, is reasonable. Devil Joe? Dude, this is going to upset some people. I don't even care for how Devil Joe looks, to be honest. Regular Devil Joe, people call it a pickle for a reason, right? We're clipping through this chat. We've already... Chat. Look at that. I'm so chronically on Twitch. I just called you guys chat. My goodness. Twitch streamer, by the way. Whoa. All right. Regular Diablos. I think I like it a little bit less than Black Diablos, but it's kind of similar. Dodogama. Here's where people are going to really get upset. I think Dodogama is fine. C for cute, but I don't think it's like incredible looking or anything. This is probably where I've lost to everybody who's still actually hanging on to this video for dear life. And this is the moment they all leave and they hit dislike and they leave an angry comment. And that's the end of me trying YouTube, I guess. If they get their way. Amnioto Garen. Love this monster. Think it looks really, really neat. Probably somewhere up here in the A tier. Fatalis? Fatalis is Probably B tier. In terms of just flavor and everything, like it's a pretty cool fight. The visuals are really sick. The actual design of Fatalis is very cool. It's very like standard, like medieval fantasy black dragon. It looks good, but like it's not anything remarkable. So I'm gonna actually just go with a B tier on that one. Frostfang Barioth up here in S tier. I love both of these guys. No particular order between the Barioths. Folger Anjanath. Poor Folger. Maybe a high C. I do like the visuals more. Actually, you know what? I might go low B on that one. I like the visuals a bit more. It's cool. It gets flashy, like literally. Probably a B for Furious Rajang. It's a pretty cool looking monster, especially when it's all powered up. The lightning beam is really neat. Glavenus, I think, is actually A tier for me. I like his like molten blade, especially when his tail like goes molten. Goldian, S tier. Love how Goldian looks. Metal Rathian, sign me up. Gives me some like Red Eyes Black Metal Dragon vibes or something like that. You know what I mean? From Yu-Gi-Oh. Great Gyros. I actually love how Great Gyros looks. I think that's a solid B tier for me. Maybe a little bit less than Leshen. I actually like how the Leshen looks. Great Jagras. Visual on Great Jagras, not so great. Probably some here down in the D tier. Don't know if I'm ready to put anyone in F tier yet. F tier designs. I don't know. We'll see. So far, I haven't seen it. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. I think we just found our first one. Mudfish. Just nasty looking, basically. Just not really that exciting looking of a design. Kieran. Kieran's pretty cool. Kieran has a bit like a certain like arrogance or pride to it when it walks around, I've noticed. It's kind of cool. Maybe I'm just reading into it, but how it like moves, it seems like it owns the place. I like Kieran. Maybe a little bit more in Great Gyros, yeah. Probably still less than Leshen. Kuliaku, I have a soft spot for. Because I think it's just kind of like a funny monster, but it's probably like low C tier. Cool of Taroth, design-wise, it's pretty cool looking. It doesn't really... Cool doesn't get me like that excited though. As it does, like just a design aesthetic monster. The big lava pools are pretty cool though, so probably a C on that. Kashala Deora actually looks very cool. I'm a big fan of it. Speaking of like Red Eyes Black Metal Dragon. Probably up here in A. Lavasiath. Man, even the visuals for Lavasiath don't really do it. It has really cool armor though, but I have not taken that to account for any other monsters, so I'm not going to start now. It's a little bit unfair. I think... I don't know. I think I'm going D tier on this one. Doesn't really excite me too much. Legiana, that's got to be... Boy, that might be S tier. I love Legiana's design. Oops, I'm kind of skipping ahead here. I don't know why. I just like saw Shrieking Legiana and then got distracted. Leshen's, honestly, I don't really remember the difference between them visually, so I'll just put them in the same spot. Theostra, or Lunestra, I always do this. Lunestra, I like Lunestra's design, and I like Lunestra's fire mechanics, like visually, very cool. Nami, absolute easiest S tier my entire life. I'm keeping it fair and balanced, but Nami's really in a realm of her own for me visually and aesthetically and all that. Absolutely my favorite. I'm just going to say now, it's a spoiler, but oh well, oh well. That's not going to change. So everyone else is fighting for second place from here on out. I can almost talk. Nargacuga, aka Gnarly Kuga. That's going to be an easy A rank for me. Nergigante. I like Nergigante's visuals, actually. They're pretty sick. I think I'm willing to put that around... Probably in the same area, actually. A tier is looking good. I like the visuals in this game a lot, as you can see. It's not a very well-balanced distribution here. There's a lot of people getting A's. Nightshade. Probably just like a C. Maybe a high C, actually. You know what? Low B. I like Nightshade. Regular Lumu. I don't know. Regular Lumu looks... I'm not a big fan. That's going to upset some people. I like Nightshade a lot. Odogaron. Big fan of regular Odogaron as well. Pink Rathian. Probably a B tier on Pink Rathian. Regular Puke Puke. I think I like Coral Puke more than regular, so I'll do something like this. C tier. Radabon. Radabon's Radabon. Aesthetically, probably just a C tier. Raging Brachydios. There's not a lot to say about Radabon, right? It's kind of cool looking, kind of, but it's just like, it's reasonable. Nice average rating, right? Raging Brachydios. I think I like how Raging Brachy looks. Like enough to put it somewhere in the B tier. Regular Monkey. I like Furious Monkey more. I mean, regular Monkey basically ends up looking like Furious Monkey, to be fair, but Furious Monkey always has the like striped pattern. Regular Monkey's probably just like a B tier or a C tier for me, rather. Rathalos. I love Rathalos. S tier. I mean, it's kind of hard to see, but behind me, this is a Rathalos symbol. It's the Rise one on the wall here, so... You know, a little bit of bias, I guess. Rathian's design, big fan as well. Probably somewhere around here in the A tier. Ruin Energy and Nergy are close enough for me that there are no real winners between them. Both going to be A tier. Safijiva? I like how Safijiva looks, which is going to sound a little bit hypocritical because I say Fatalis is like very generic fantasy black dragon. And honestly, Safijiva is kind of a generic fantasy red dragon. But somehow I think Safijiva comes across a little bit better, and I'm going to go A tier on that one. Savage Deviljho? I actually really like how Savage Deviljho looks, which is weird. There's going to be a huge discrepancy between regular Deviljho and Savage. But somewhere along the lines of this A tier. I'm not being as stringent as I was in the last video about getting the order like perfect, but this is about right for each of these so far. Young Garuga, visually really nothing to write home about for me. This is scarred. I barely can tell the difference. Nothing to write home about. Seething Basil. You know what? This is World, so I'm totally down to put that around the same. If this was Rise, I would actually probably have to deduct some points because the Rise visual effects on Seething are very They hurt your eyes, in my opinion. The purple's a little too bright, but Seething Basil looks really cool. You know what? My S tier is getting a little packed. I try to keep S tier, but like, I don't know. I'm willing to put the Basils in S tier, to be honest. I actually really like how Basil looks. I also love this icon, which, to be fair, I haven't brought that up before, so I probably shouldn't use that too much for the rest of this. But the icon is really good on these. But Basil's just a really cool looking monster. The visuals are neat. I like how it flies in and just starts like carpet bombing the area. Like I said, mechanically, I don't find it the most fun to fight, but the actual aesthetics and design choice, and I haven't really talked about themes because I haven't listened to music in this game for probably 1,000 hours of gameplay, but it does have a great theme as well. But that's I can't put theme too much because Fatalis is an incredible theme, and yeah. Shara Ishvalda. Easy A tier on that. Maybe even an S tier by the time I'm done the video. We'll see. Shara's transformation is eerie, kind of eldritch, kind of creepy, kind of bizarre. The rock version of it, the phase 1, looks really good. Silver Wrath. Silver Rathalos, I do like more than Goldion. I think Goldion's actually going to probably going to be the bottom of S tier for me. Still great ranking, but like probably the bottom. Maybe I'll do like this. Yeah. I love how Silverlos looks though. It's hard for me to say if I like it more than these two, but Shrieking Leggy has a fantastic design, of course, as well. So I'm super down. Seeking Zinogre, high A tier. Teostra. Probably actually, you know what? I like Teostra a lot, but if I put Lunestra here, I think I actually have to give Teostra like high B tier. And here's why. I actually like Lunestra more visually. So, in fact, yeah, Lunestra probably I like more than, probably up here, yeah. Tigrex, honestly, nothing really that remarkable about Tigrex for me. But I think I like it slightly more than Brute Tigrex for whatever reason, so probably a C tier. Tobi-Kadachi, absolutely love this guy. S tier. Absolutely love Tobi-Kadachi and how it looks and how it behaves and how its movements are. It's one of my favorite small monsters, as I like to call them. It is a large monster, but it's like kind of a tiny one. It's kind of forgettable. Nothing really to write home about here. Actually, I really don't care for how ZZ looks. I think I'm going to go F tier on this one, but Mudfish is the worst. Uragon also, I think I'm going to go F tier on. Not a big fan of it. Just nothing about it really appeals to me. Regular Valhazic is probably... I like Black Veil a lot more, actually, so I think I'm probably just going to go, like, high C tier. Valkana, easy S tier. Something like this. Viper Toby. I don't like quite as much visually, but I think I can still go for, like, a high B. Viper Toby loses a little bit of its aesthetic for me. I really like the little lightning effects. This shock sounds coming from Toby Kadachi are really cool too. Xenojiva is absolutely beautiful. I think it's around here for me. S tier. Young Garuga, completely forgettable. Regular Zenogre. I think A tier. I love the sound of the howl. Zora Magdaros, absolute garbanzo. Even visually, I don't care for it. I think it looks so goofy by how the head and the body are like definitely two different models or something. So they like clip into each other all the time. It just looks, it doesn't look that good to me. It's cool from a cinematic standpoint. It's kind of cool in the cinematics. That's the best I can do for it is like maybe, but my gut says F. My gut is telling me F, but because it's cool in the cinematics, I guess I'll give it a high F. But it's still an F. It's absolute F tier for me. I just can't. I can't get behind it. It looks too goofy. It's too disjointed. If it didn't have like I don't know. It just clips into itself. You'll know what I mean if you go look at its face. It just his face doesn't seem like it's a part of its body when it's like when you're on the cannons and looking at it. It's like all wiggly and weird and the body's like static. It just doesn't seem coherent. And for that reason, I just can't really... For that reason, I'm out, as they say. But yeah, that'll do it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. This one was a lot shorter. A lot more expedient, I would say. But I think looks... It's a lot easier to just be like, this one looks cool. Boop. Versus like... The other one I tried to like justify like, oh, well, this is what I think about the fight. And like the first time versus like the 1000th time you fight it. Like, here's how it feels. This is just kind of like, look, I think it looks cool. I don't think it looks cool. There's not much else to say about it, right? So yeah, here it is. As you can tell by how skewed it is, and C's get degrees in my ratings, right? So this is passing. So the large majority of the monsters are passing to excelling in their field of it looking cool. And that just is a big shout out to Capcom and their designers for making amazing monsters, right? There's only a few monsters I think visually just really don't get there for me. Even then, it's more that I just didn't want C to have like a million monsters. You could argue some of these are probably C tier, but only maybe half of these are definitely D tier for me. D tier for me. Some of them are probably C. You know what I mean? So that's not bad at all. Great aesthetics in this game, and excited to see what more Monster Hunter brings us in the future. And maybe I'll make these two tier maker lists for Rise as well, which will be funny because I have way less experience in Rise. So, and I'll forget half the monsters' names, but we might do it for Rise as well in the next coming days here. But yeah, if you enjoyed this, please consider smashing that subscribe button and hitting the like button, and maybe even leaving a comment as well, discussing your thoughts, what you agree, disagree with, you know, your favorites, all that good stuff. Trying to be active on YouTube here, trying to, you know, give it a good try and see how it goes. So gonna upload some more Monster Hunter stuff this way, probably more like flavor stuff like this, and then uploading some more Age of Empires gameplay and casting. Those two things are definitely on the menu right now. We'll see what else comes down the pike in the future. But thank you so much for watching. Appreciate you all. And also consider checking me out on Twitch. My Twitch link will be in the description below as well. Hopefully I'll catch you for the next video, or maybe on a live stream, or hopefully both. Take care of yourself. Have a great rest of your night, morning, or day. And until next time, peace.